Junior Board of Directors is proud to support Faribault Community Television.
Hello, I'm Sam Raymakers from Faribault Interiors. I would like to welcome you to March 2021 of FCTV Television. Faribault, what a beautiful month to have coming here, March. You see your neighbors out, we hope. The grass might be popping up in some spots, hopefully. We're looking forward to some of the summertime festivals that come back into our beautiful community. We hope some of the graduation events happen. We're getting back into some live sports and some action. So again, we want to welcome you to this beautiful month of March. Things start melding, sun's coming up earlier. Let's enjoy it all and we get back out and intermingle.
Hi everyone, it's Molly with the Riverbend Nature Center, and we're really excited because in March we are offering more in-person programming. On March 13th and 20th, we are offering maple syruping programs, so you can come and learn all about how we make maple syrup right at Riverbend. We are also offering 2 adventure days during spring break. One on Monday the 15th for Faribault Public Schools, and the second one on Monday the 22nd for Northfield and Owatonna Public Schools. We are also offering micro camps during spring break week, so those are just hour-long programs where you can come and learn about a topic. We have geocaching and animal tracking scheduled for the Wednesday of each week of spring break. Registration for the virtual maple syrup fun run is live online, and every distance is only $40. So make sure you register for that online at rbnc.org/fun-run. Faribault Public School employees also get that extra discount. We also have our Riverbend raffle, Experience Nature raffle happening. There's just a little bit of time left to grab your Experience Nature raffle tickets, and there'll be 3 winners with some great prizes, including 2 family memberships, 3 naturalist programs with topics of your choice, as well as a Mike Lynch Star Watch party, which if you've never been to one, they're amazing. You get to look through his giant telescopes to look at the stars and learn about different constellations. You'll also receive his book and a homemade walking stick as well. So make sure you purchase your tickets. They're $10 a ticket, and you can get them by calling us at 507-332-7151 or by emailing us at rbncinfo@rbnc.org. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you out at Riverbend enjoying the warmer weather.
All right, hello, my name is Kevin O'Brien, Aquatic Supervisor for the City of Faribault. Just a quick update on some of the programs that we'll be offering this spring. First off, we've got youth soccer for youth in preschool through 2nd grade running on Monday and Wednesdays, March 22nd through the 31st. Youth floor hockey for grades K through 3 running Tuesday and Thursdays, April 6th through the 15th. Then we've got open skate at the ice arena. Check the city website for dates and times. Ice skating at Jefferson ice rinks, and also in the open area by the Crooked Pint. Start talking team registrations for adult softball on March 1st. Call the community center for more information. And then starting March 1st, we will also be taking picnic shelter reservations starting at 5:30 in the morning, March 1st. Call early, call quick, because those things get reserved right away. Next, we've got babysitter Red Cross trainings. Babysitter training on March 27th, running all day from 8:30 to 4 and May 29th. And then we got first aid, CPR, and AED training, April 24th through June 26th, sorry. And that is a half-day training from about 8:30 in the morning till noon, and with some pre-homework to do at home before you come in class in person. Next, we've got lifeguard trainings. We're getting ready for our summer pool season. It's coming quick, and we will be doing something at our outdoor pool this summer. So if you know anybody 15 years or older that's looking for a summer job, and they need to get lifeguard certified first. Some dates coming up here in the near future are March 12th through the 14th, March 16th through the 18th, April 23rd through the 25th, and April 30th through May 2nd. There is a week of pre-work to do at home. So registration is due the Friday before the class starts. So make sure you're looking at those dates and give yourself enough time to get that pre-course work done at home. We've got lifeguard review classes for those that are currently certified and just need to get reviewed before this summer season. And that is April 24th through the 25th and May 1st through the 2nd. Next, swim lesson registrations. Our next session of swim lessons will start March 30th and run through April 22nd, and that will be for levels Aqua Squirt through level 5. And then the following session will be April 27th through May 20th, and that'll be Aqua Squirt through Parent Preschool or the baby level classes. Registration for those classes will open March 17th. We're delaying a little bit so we can figure out where COVID's going to be, and we're not able to offer swim lessons during March because of spring break and finding staff. So that next session will start end of March. And then, like I mentioned before, we're looking for lifeguards and guest service staff for our outdoor pool this summer. We are in great need of staff to operate that. Since we didn't have staff to pull from last year, we need to hire a lot of kids. So 15 years old to be a lifeguard, 16 years old to be a guest service staff. We are also looking for a water fitness instructor. One of our regular instructors is leaving and moving out of state. So if you know of anybody or you yourself likes fitness and likes the water, no previous experience required, we'll train you, but we are looking for a water fitness instructor. And then lastly, over spring break, even though we are not able to offer open swim at this moment, we are going to do 2 inflatable times in days over spring break. And those will be Tuesday, March 16th from 5 to 7 p.m. and Friday, March 19th from 1 to 4 p.m. It'll be $3 for a 45-minute session. We are limited to 18 people per session, but registration for that will open up March 1st. And you can register for that on our Park and Rec webpage. Thank you.
Hi, Dr. Michael Ritchie, Ritchie Eye Clinic and Lasik Center. That's right. That's a little bit of an addition, and this is something new. So today's topic, we're going to talk about LASIK. As many of you know, I have been doing LASIK for the last 25 years, but I've been affiliated with a large laser center, a national laser center, with my laser center being located in Edina. Well, that all changes. As of next month, we will be doing LASIK here at Ritchie Eye Clinic. So let's review. You know, LASIK's not new. Everybody says, well, what can you tell me about LASIK that I don't already know? So we got some simple things. Let's go through the simple stuff fast. First of all, LASIK is a laser procedure that reshapes your cornea to eliminate or minimize your need for glasses or contacts. That's a given. LASIK works. Everybody says to me, well, how long will this last? LASIK is permanent. It lasts. It doesn't wear off. Typically, LASIK corrects distance vision. Now, some of you will say, but I need glasses to read. Well, yes, when you hit your 40s or older, the eye loses its ability to bring the focus in for reading. We call that property accommodation. So as we hit, in fact, that's the definition of middle age. I've lost my accommodation, I need glasses to read, or I need a bifocal. LASIK doesn't fix your loss of accommodation. Only 1 to 3% of people need a second treatment, and LASIK can treat virtually any prescription, including astigmatism. LASIK temporarily damages the nerves in the cornea. Well, it's a corneal procedure. That makes some sense. When we damage the nerves in the cornea, you're going to suffer from symptoms of dryness and glare at night. Now, typically, that's going to get better in the first 2 to 4 weeks. Okay? But the nerves can take 3 to 6 months to recover, so be patient. Now, here's some of the stuff that's a little bit more in depth. So that was the easy stuff. Like I said, we can treat virtually every prescription, but then not everybody's a good candidate. LASIK is a surgery to treat the cornea. So your cornea has to be a healthy, normal cornea. We have mapping that will determine that. If your cornea doesn't look like it's got normal shape, or it doesn't look like it's strong enough to withstand this, or if it's too thin, you're not a good candidate for LASIK. And that's what disqualifies people who typically can't have LASIK. It's not their prescription, it's their cornea. We also have to keep in mind that we develop cataracts. Typically, we develop cataracts later in life. So by 50, 60, that's what we're starting to think about. A cataract is a cloudy lens in the eye. And I'm often, in fact, that's the first question I ask people who are over 50 who come in and say, I want LASIK. My question is, why? And the answer is often that, well, I don't see like I should. And that's a hint. LASIK can give you the type of vision that you get with glasses and contacts, but it's not going to make it better than that because it's a refractive procedure. If glasses or contacts don't give you the vision you want, then we need to look at why. And quite often it's because you have a cataract. So don't have LASIK and then have cataract surgery. We can get a LASIK-like result with cataract surgery. So if you have a cataract, fix that and you get 2 for 1. All right? Now, as we talk about LASIK, there's some things you need to know about the technology. LASIK's been around for 25 years. The initial technology was fabulous. It was state-of-the-art and it was groundbreaking. But so was the first cell phone. Technology has improved by leaps and bounds. And what you really need to know about LASIK technology is that the top-of-the-line technology now is really the standard, it should be, and that's wavefront technology. And there are different variations of wavefront technology. But when you look at LASIK ads and you see LASIK for $299 an eye, guess what machine you're getting? It's the old machine. That's like using the old flip phone to check your emails or to take your pictures. Old technology still works, but it's not really what you're expecting. Let's use some analogies. Imagine that you hire a carpenter to make you a dresser. And when the dresser is delivered, you look at it and the lines are all straight and the drawers all fit and the corners are snug, but your carpenter forgot to sand the wood. So the surface is rough and splintery. That's the difference between standard and wavefront. Imagine that Best Buy has a sale. So you go looking, you want to get that big 65-inch TV for your family room. Are you going to get a standard TV or are you going to get HD? You need a new windshield in your car. And the windshield is put in and it fits snug and there are no leaks. So it's doing its job. It's protecting you. You can see through it and there's no leaks around the edges. But there's all kinds of smudges and smears and chips out of the new windshield. Again, that's the difference between a standard LASIK, the $299, and wavefront. So, do you need wavefront technology? No, you don't. Just like you don't need HD TV, and you don't need your furniture to be sanded, But the reality is, it's your vision, and you're only going to do this once. So, here at Ritchie Eye Clinic and Lasik Center, all we do is wavefront. And that's our policy. That's what we will always do. So feel free to come in. If you have questions, let us know. And tell you what, LASIK exams are on the house. Thanks for joining me.
Hi, I'm Jessica, the pharmacy manager at Hy-Vee in Faribault, and today I'm going to talk to you about the coronavirus vaccine. There's 3 different types of vaccine that have been approved now in March here, so how can you get one? So right now we're only doing vaccine for 65 and up when this message was recorded, and that is likely not to change until probably the end of March. So if you're over 65, the best way to get a vaccination is to sign up at hyvee.com/COVID. You'll go on to that website and click Find Appointments. Search for the Hy-Vee that you want to get the vaccination from, or any Hy-Vees that you're willing to drive to. And that website will show you when there are appointments available. If it says no appointments available, just keep checking. I would say a couple of times a day, maybe in the morning and then in the mid-afternoon or evening, at least, to see if there's any appointments available. We do not post any appointments until we have vaccine in our hands. So if there's no appointments available, that means we do not have any vaccine available for you. So please try to do that through the website. We cannot make appointments by phone, so try to get a family member or someone to help you if you don't have the internet. At this point, it does require that you have an email address, so if you don't have an email address, get a hold of a family member or friend, or maybe someone at the senior center that could help you get registered for a vaccination. If you have any questions, you can stop by or call us, but we'd prefer that you stick to the website because we're getting lots of calls every day. If you have any questions about the vaccine itself and the side effects and things like that, feel free to let us know and we'll help you through those. Thank you and have a safe March.
Hi, we're back, and I feel an opportunity to tell you who we are. Faribault Interiors, floor to ceiling, and plywood, Minnesota. We're one and the same. We span about 50 years in this community. Back in the day, we were the box store beginning back in the 70s and 80s. When I started in '88, floor to ceiling, a few guys started the gathering of about 250 stores in the Midwest. I segued away from that name here about 4 years ago and just brought the community's name in, Faribault Interiors. Along the way, we've specialized in window treatments. We specialize in countertops, cabinetry, flooring, of course. We've had different touches with lighting and saunas and different things of that nature too. But we found some of the things we're really good at. We are your community store. We're over 50 years strong. We've just signed up to be here another long time. We have a customer that just came in the other day after 19 years with a window treatment issue, and we're getting it fixed free. We're not always going to brag about being the cheapest. We're very effective at what we do. Amy Jo, Jennifer, Beth, Tammy, myself, we're here to try to help you, take your ideas, make your house your home. And again, I think that's important. Faribault Interiors is also here for the community. Like a lot of other people that advertise on FCTV and visit about it, we're a stronghold in the community. We are the only store in this town that covers all those gamuts. And again, bring your bids in from other stores. Let us look at them. Sometimes we'll tell you to buy it because it's a heck of a deal. But most oftenly, we'll pick it apart and hopefully give you some ideas of how to do it better. We want to see you 19 years from now and fix something for you. Thank you very much. And look at this pile of brand new flooring, overruns, extra stock. We're downsizing our store a little bit. These are pennies on the dollar deals, all brand new, piles of 100 to 200 square foot. Stop in, make an offer, we'd love to sell it to you. And we're also eliminating all of our decor. So we're up to 50% off on some amazing stuff for the cabin, your home, still some holiday items, really cool stuff, some neat pictures. So stop in and see us. Again, thank you very much for shopping Faribault.
everybody, it's me, Miss Denny, your favorite children's librarian. I'm here to tell you about everything that's going on at your library in March. Let's take a look. So we will be continuing our 5-minute bedtime stories. Those take place on our Facebook and our YouTube page every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. You don't have to register, just hop on Facebook or YouTube at that time, and you will be able to watch me read a great story for bedtime. It'll be a short one. And if you miss them, you can find our full playlist right on our YouTube page. Just search YouTube for Buckham Memorial Library, or on our Facebook page under the videos tab. We also have an interactive story time continuing. We have story time share and tell on Zoom. We've been doing this every Wednesday at 10 a.m. and it's meant for families with children from birth to age 6. And it's super fun. We share stories and we sing songs and tell rhymes. But the best part is probably just the opportunity to chat and share things with each other. So it's really fun to get to meet the kids' pets, and we've had dress up days. It's just a lot of fun. So if you'd like to join us, we'd love to have you. And all you have to do is send me an email and I will get you the Zoom link. I won't be sharing the Zoom link publicly, just so that we can keep everybody safe and make sure we don't have anybody joining us that shouldn't be there. So just send me an email or a Facebook message on the library's page and I'll make sure that you get the link. And then we also have the weekly read, and that takes place on the library's YouTube page every Thursday afternoon. We do a new installment. So 4 o'clock is when the video loads, but you can watch it whenever. We've done some different children's classics in the past. We've read Alice in Wonderland. We've read, we're just finished up Peter and Wendy. And then the first week of March, we will be starting The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. That was published in 1899. So I've been reading children's classic stories. You can find all the previous ones on our YouTube page. Again, just search YouTube for Buckham Memorial Library, and you'll be able to find all of those there, including each new week's installment. So I hope you can join us for that. Our book clubs continue. In March, there is Books and Brownies for grades 2 through 5. We're meeting on Zoom because of the pandemic, but we're still having a great time. The March meeting will be Monday, March 22nd at 4:30. And the assignment is to read any cookbook or craft book of your choice. So if you want to join us for that and you're in grades 2 through 5, just let me know, send me an email or a Facebook message, and I'll make sure you get the link. And our book club for the older kids is also happening in March, Pizza and Pages, also meeting on Zoom. That is our informal book club for grades 6 through 12. And the March meeting will be Monday, March 29 at 4:30. And the assignment is to read any book with a one-word title. So I've already been asked if the word the counts, and it doesn't. So the, an, or you can ignore those, but otherwise it's just a one-word title. And for either book club, if you don't want to do the assignment, don't worry. Just come prepared to talk about whatever you're reading. The purpose of both book clubs is for friendship and the joy of reading, and just getting an opportunity to talk to other kids that like books and reading as much as you do. And if you are a teen in grades 6 through 12 and you are interested in becoming part of our Teen Advisory Board, or TAB as we call it, I'd love to hear from you. You can send me a message on my email or the Facebook page. Give me a call at the library. We meet once a month and we plan ways to make the library even more engaging for youth. All right, so the best way to stay informed is to follow us on our Facebook page. I've got the link listed there, facebook.com/Buckham Memorial Library, or you can just go to Facebook and type in Buckham Memorial Library. I have a screenshot of our Facebook page there for you to see. And once you're on our Facebook page, there's a lot of stuff. You can look in the events tab to find more info about what's going on here at the library. And you can also click on the videos tab and you will find all sorts of stuff. That's where you'll find all the previous story times that I've done. You'll find Linda on our staff sharing make and take paper crafts. You'll find Bob from the library staff sharing tech time videos. He's got a great series going with a 3D printing project and some other stuff in the works. And then you can check out Sew It Annette Style, where she shares sewing tips. So far, mostly about masks. And then you can check out Lisa's Garden Bites with all sorts of gardening info. And Alan, last but not least, also has You Can Make Music with all sorts of videos related to everything ukulele. So the library's Facebook page is a great way, probably the best way to stay informed about what's going on and to see all those great videos. But you also, as I mentioned, can find us on YouTube. And our website is faribault.org/library. So if you have any questions about anything going on at the library, you can give us a call. Our phone number is listed here, 507-334-2089. Or you can send the library an email at our informational email account, library@ci.faribault.mn.us. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks, friends. Have a great March.
Hello everybody, my name is Mona Kaiser. I'm the director at Buckham West, Faribault Senior Center. Today you're visiting Buckham West and you're not seeing a lot of people in here at the moment, but don't let that fool you because Buckham West is open and we are welcoming people into our building once again. Now that the pandemic is slowing down a little bit, our building has been open to the community and especially popular for people that are looking for a place to socialize, have a cup of coffee, and meet their friends. Our hours are Monday through Friday, and we're here at 9 o'clock and open until 2. The coffee shop is open that entire time. If you've never been in our coffee shop before, let me show you around. So along with our regular and decaf coffee, we also have some specialty coffees, cappuccinos and hot chocolate. We grind the coffee beans, and so the coffee is excellent. It's just excellent. So you're gonna have a good cup of coffee when you come to Buckham West. We only charge $1, and that'll get you a cup and a refill, so the price is very fair. We also have all of the extra things that you might want to add to your coffee. We'll also be able to offer you cookies, which we make right here in our kitchen. 50 cents will get you a cookie that was made right in our kitchen, fresh every morning. They're wrapped, so everything is sanitized and very carefully cleaned. And let me also say that we do take a lot of pride in the fact that we clean and sanitize this building every night and in between people when they're here. So you'll see that the tables will all be washed, they'll all be sprayed down and very clean for you, keeping close track of the coronavirus, and we're trying to make sure people feel comfortable. In fact, our coffee machine is also hands-free as far as touching the handles. So once you get your cup, you don't have to touch anything, and no one else will be touching it either. So, and then back to our counter here, you'll see that we have sanitizing things already, so we'll be able to keep things clean in between. It's a self-service coffee bar, so you'll be able to help yourself. If you have questions, of course, we're willing to answer those. Buckham West is a membership-based organization, but that doesn't mean that people can't come in. It's open to the public. Our coffee, especially people that are coming in for coffee, are especially welcome. You have to be, you don't have to be a certain age. You don't have to be a member. We do encourage membership because it does help pay the bills around here. But you do not have to be a member. It is open to the public. So if you're ever in the area, stop at Buckham West. Our address is 19 Division Street. Our neighbors are a community center. And then right down the line, we are also attached to the library. So Division Street, Buckham West, stop in for a cup of coffee. We're looking forward to welcoming lots more people into our building now that things are opening up again. Come and see us.
Sue Garwood, and I'm the executive director, and we are in the main gallery here at the museum. I thought today I'd just spend a little bit of time updating you on some of the things that we have done over the last few months. We're still wearing masks, it's still in the middle of COVID, but we have an incredible group of volunteers who have done some really neat things over the last, and I thought I'd share some of that with you. I am standing behind probably the biggest change. I'm in the gallery, and some of you may remember this trapper cabin used to actually be on the floor here, and frankly, it had fur in it, but it didn't really talk about a lot of the fur trading history. And then the teepee was here, and so on. What happened then is that you'd kind of go from like early 1800s and skip over almost 75 years to talking about the Fleckenstein Brewery. And that was a big leap. And we thought there's also an opportunity here because one of the biggest pieces that's missing, or was missing, here in the gallery was our agricultural story. We are and were first, the settlers were absolutely first farmers. And so we wanted to make sure that inside the museum, the only building that's open year-round, that we also told the ag story. If you've been here before, then you know that out in our Harvest and Heritage Hall building is a beautiful display of agricultural artifacts and stories and so on. But that's seasonally opened, and we wanted to be sure that we honored and told that settler experience here all year long. So now what we'll be able to do, and it's still a work in progress, so use your imagination, is we will talk about, as we do, indigenous people who were here for thousands of years before the settlers. We actually have quite a bit of space dedicated to their story, although we're hoping to tell that better. And then we will move in or segue into the fur trading story. That's an Alexander Faribault story. He was the first permanent fur trader in this area. And honestly, we tell his story beautifully at the Faribault House, but once again, have very little here to talk about. So we're hoping to improve that. And one of the things that's really neat in the temporary kind of way is we have this listing over here of how traders and Indians worked together. How do you turn what was their common currency? Interestingly, it was muskrat. There were a lot of muskrat here, and so muskrat was the commonality. And so the first piece up here is trade goods. What sorts of things did a trader sell? And then how many muskrat would it take? For example, a half axe was 20 muskrat. The next panel down is how many muskrat was each piece of fur. Because of course, as a Native American, you would have been trapping and catching much more than just muskrat. And so, for example, 1 pound of beaver pelt was worth 20 muskrats. So if you wanted to get an axe that was 20 muskrats, you also only had to get 1 beaver pelt. So anyway, it's a lot of details, but it's kind of interesting to think about the business side of that transaction. One of the things that we're hoping to do or planning on doing here in the cabin itself is we will have one side of it be some of the fur that was around here in Rice County, and the other half of the cabin will feature some of the items that a fur trader would have had for sale. So Native Americans, fur trade, and then we'll come to this area that will become the farming area. You can see this is a breaking plow. It's beautiful. I might be showing my bias there, but you can imagine Look at the size of this blade here. This would have cut into the sod out on the prairie. They would have raised the kickstands, of course, but this sod, the breaking plow, as it was called, was to break up the sod. And they would have done this one row at a time. Today's farmers are farming 20 and 30 rows at a time with machinery. So imagine those early settlers would have been walking behind this plow, walking, not riding, walking behind this plow one row at a time. And that was just the first pass, just to break up the sod. And that's a really neat story to tell. Continue to use your imagination. We're going to be building a platform here, and then we're going to be using barn wood to create a backdrop that will allow us to hang some photographs of early farming, some of the early tools, and that sort of thing. So I'm really looking forward to it. And there's a lot of things to come back and visit and see. And as things evolve, we'll share more of these images and so on. Let's go to another spot that we're making some changes. This is another exhibit area that we have been working on. We've actually been working on it for a while, but if you've been here before, you know that this is our Bishop Whipple space. Up till now, we have had some really beautiful, lovely artifacts, things that are all affiliated with Bishop Whipple, some of the Native American things that were gifts that were given to him by Native Americans from across the United States, some of the things from his home and so on. What there's been very little of is text, things that help talk about who he was. What were his influences? What were some of the things that made him who he was? What is some of the legacy and so on? And so that is really what we're doing. We're calling the exhibit Rediscovering Bishop Whipple. And so we've not done a lot yet, but we've got a new intro case and the first two cases talking about his youth and adulthood, his family. You know, he was, it was actually his wife Cornelia. Here's a young picture of Cornelia. His wife Cornelia, who actually encouraged Bishop Whipple to become a priest. Prior to that, he was going to be joining his father as a merchant. And so talks a little bit about that. He and Cornelia had a number of children, and so we'll talk about that. And then we go into how he became a priest and then how quickly he became the first Episcopal bishop for Minnesota. As we go on, we will talk about the history of the cathedral, the schools, of course, that are up on the hill, Shattuck, St. Mary's, St. John's, Seabury Divinity School. We will talk about his relationships with the Native Americans, his very impactful role and actions that actually he and Cornelia did during the US-Dakota War. For example, I didn't even know until we began working on this exhibit that Cornelia and Bishop Whipple actually operated a hospital, an emergency hospital near New Ulm during the war, caring for both Native Americans as well as settlers who had been injured. And that's a pretty interesting story that we haven't told before because we didn't really know it until we dug into it. And then, of course, we'll be talking about Bishop Whipple's legacy both at home as well as abroad. He was actually one of the people that Queen Victoria wanted to meet because over in England they had even heard about the work that he had done. So that's part of what we're going to be telling about here. This too is an exhibit that will be evolving. One of the neat things that we were able to do is we reached out to the Episcopal Diocese of Minnesota because we had learned that that symbol or that seal that's on the left of all of the banners for the cases is actually something that Bishop Whipple designed himself. And it's not the one they use anymore, but on the seal itself is, if you zoom in close, you can see it, there is a broken tomahawk and a peace pipe. And the idea being that he believed that through church and the work that he and the Episcopal Diocese were doing would be bringing peace to the community. was a little bit about what he said. So it's really neat. They sent us a high-resolution copy of that, and we've been able to incorporate that into the exhibit. Lastly, I want to share with you that we have found a way to have our first event in, golly, over at least 8 months. We are going to be doing our spring flea market. It's very important that we stay safe with COVID rules, and certainly it's important to note that should the governor change the rules between now and then and say we can't gather outside again, we're certainly going to follow that, because it's important that we do our part to keep everyone safe. But we think that we can do our flea market on May 15th. It's going to be from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m. and we're asking everybody to wear a mask. We are going to be going every other booth. So some of the spots that the vendors are, so there's going to be an open space between each of the vendors. We're going to have hand sanitizer stations everywhere around the space. And we really think that with everyone's participating, we can have a really fun and safe flea market. And right at the moment, I think the idea of being outside in mid-May sounds like a really nice idea. At any rate, we hope that you can join us at that event. We hope that you can come in and see the exhibits, take a look at them as they evolve. We're here at the Rice County Historical Society at 1814 Northwest 2nd Avenue. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 4. Other times are always available by appointment. We're asking everybody to wear a mask when you do come in. We're located on the east end of the Rice County Fairgrounds, and you can find us on the web at www.rchistory.org or give us a call at 507-332-2121. Rice County Historical Society, preserving the past for future generations.
First United Bank and the Junior Board of Directors is proud to support Faribault Community Television.
Okay, and that'll do it for this month's edition of FCTV. We're proud to be part of this community. We look forward to any opportunities to help you. Continue to shop local. We are located across from your Chamber of Commerce. It's not it's your. You need to take advantage of all the things they work so hard at across the street. We're on Wilson Avenue, just to north of the A&W root beer. We're here during the weekdays from 9 to 5. No evenings and no weekends, but we're always available by appointment. Always call us at 334-4357. FaribaultInteriors.com. Thank you very much and enjoy the month of March.